Let's take a look at stories making headlines. Increasing GBV cases on minors worrisome. Mopani harvesters encouraged to be cautious when harvesting Mopani to avoid extinction.
Police 6 men's volleyball team walloped Kutlwano by 3-0 in a league game.
The rest is also joining us later on our sport desk. Tapos is interpreting in sign language. Welcome and thank you for joining us. Now, history has been made as Botswana has launched her first ever satellite, Botswana, aboard SpaceX's Falcon 9 Transporter 13 rideshare mission. The Falcon 9 carrier carrying Botswana's first satellite and 74 other satellites lifted off at 08:39 hours this morning of March 15, 2025. The Botswana project represents a major milestone in Botswana's space technology ambitions, supporting advancements in agriculture, environmental monitoring, town planning, and scientific research. Many people had to wake up this morning to watch this historic moment, which BTV News beamed live, covering live events of the launch from the Vandenberg Space Force Base, Central California. After 55 minutes and 3 seconds, the satellite was successfully deployed at an altitude around 516 kilometers above Earth. The satellite is expected to move towards the North Pole, where it will begin its orbit for the next 5 to 7 years. If you have missed the live launch, do visit our BTV News channel Facebook page or BW government page. Now, let's look at the highlights of the launch as Usidle Nkabezi, our BTV News anchor who recently taught the SpaceX launching facility in America, also shares some insights.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, ignition. Liftoff of the Falcon 9. Airspace Mission 2013.
Stage 1 propulsion is nominal. Vehicle is pitching downrange.
Botsat 1, separation confirmed.
This launch in pictures. Ghana, it happened, I think, I think since it was roughly around 17 minutes. And we heard the commentary around what was happening. The experts what looked like fireballs or whatever that was, that was, that satellite being launched into space. What does that mean? It at a certain altitude or positioning. Or going into months. It's a device that is programmed. It's into space orbiter, or it's going to go around or position. So the orbit thing, it's expected to orbit like 6 times on a daily basis. And now we're looking at the satellite for roughly around 7 years. So what does that mean now? It means how to be used right now at this point. Weeks following this launch today, we expect how to be used because it's the base station.
The ground station.
The ground station, yeah. Thank you. So being the ground station, we accommodate all the imaging, everything that will be beamed from the satellite will go into Marangano and fully operational. We understand they're very fully operational. At this time,
Botsat 1 project leader at the Botswana International University of Science and Technology, BUST, Dimadi Mpweleng, said that they are content that the nation has managed to witness the launch of the country's first ever satellite. He said they are hopeful that this will help improve satellite technology in the future.
Hai bua gore ya tsela go eneng ya launchiwa teng go godimo go gore go siame le one re se go bona di-picture gongwe mo di bekenyaneng kana go di siame di dirang tlhaloganya kana di making sense. Satellite ya nthai a bona ya hatselo kana ra in the command. Me boleng ja ditshwantsho tsa yone ka 12 meters gore e kgona go bona tu kgone go bona kgomo mme ha o ya go puding ha ke a bona pudi le ngwela kana e bona ko ke bolinga yone mme ta re mo tsamoyana ko go e toka ya re sontso re ne re ya ga sedimo gore re toka ha se pono ya yone ga se mo hela mo gongwe ke gore yone ya ka e potologela ha kana e potologa yana e ubuga kana e khokologa hela yawa potangela yawa e khokologa kana e tota ke se khokologa e dikologa le ha.
The rise in the number of murdered children, sexual violence against children, and child neglect is a major concern in the country. This was revealed by the Deputy Director of Police Gender and Child Protection Unit, Assistant Commissioner Hontlafetse Segoludi, when giving a report to the First Lady, Mrs. Kaoneboko, during her first visit to Maung's Children Friendly Center in Maung. Mpo Aaron reports.
The first child-friendly center was piloted at Broadest Police Station in 2020, and by the end of year 2021, it has received about 317 reports. Of that figure, 137 were officially registered as cases involving defilement, rape, and ill treatment of children. This bleak picture painted one of the plight children nationwide, compelling the police to build more child-friendly centers around the country.
There is a general lack of kind of late reporting of cases involving children, more especially in area defilement. Often these cases they report you much later, 5 months, 6 months later. They report you akiti kolo, kana they report you akiti patela. Riwa ka ngwana e leng gore o setse a le pregnant. Go sena gore ka tshwara mo thusa jang ya no hela tshwana ke gore ya go tshola ngwana. Mme go le diphatsa kana ngwe riwa ka bana ba bo 14 ba bo 13. More recently, we've started noticing a shift in offenses involving children, where we are seeing crimes being perpetrated through the use of technology, particularly internet. We've observed a concerning trend. There are foreign nationals targeting and grooming children online for sexual purposes, often using bo WhatsApp or Facebook. And perpetrators frequently solicit explicit images sabana, employing threats of exposure to coerce the victims.
The First Lady, Ms. Boko, says, seeing the challenges children enjoy at the hands of the society, it is important to have safe havens where children can find refuge. The introduction of child-friendly virtual courts by the Minister of Justice is also a much-needed development.
To have kids come here, it's a welcome development, I must say. We should also strive to make a place for Baba Holwane, Boronayana, Harriate. Because police is very uncomfortable, but to tell the truth, you know. So I'm very happy we have this for Bana. Bana must never go to court. Bana must not be seen at the police station or any place about Sosa. Ke lebogile go ta kwa no ba ga rona ne ke re ke tla go bona e be re bana gore ka thusa yang sengwe sa dio tsentse di ntshwenya ke gone gore when I was growing up ne re na number ya child line. I remember I used to know it by head. Now I don't know if kids have such numbers.
Ihale ke 0800600144 ke reta dira hatsa ya ka o laetse gore itsene mo baneng. We are going to do that because this calls for us to increase our public education to these precious people.
The First Lady then donated some essentials to the center, which will come handy in supporting its efforts to provide a safe environment for children. Mpo Aaron, BTV News, Maung.
A senior Botswana Defence Force official, Lieutenant Colonel Leonard Kiuiti, says marital disputes is one of the leading cases of gender-based violence that affect the army in this country. He made the statement at a seminar convened to equip military couples with skills to employ in strengthening their marriages and conflict resolution, among others. Wami Mokhatitswane has more.
Over the years, Botswana Defence Force has been marred with issues of gender-based violence, among them assault and murder, some of which are still before the courts. The seminar has therefore revealed that the number of gender-based violence incidents among the military married couples is rapidly increasing. Senior officials in the army say the rate at which these occurrences take place is alarming, compelling them to put stringent measures in place to curb the scourge in the institution.
Matrimonial conflicts remain one of the heading social issues
among members of the BDF, as per our case management report. This event is an effort to proactively deal with that challenge. And then the purpose of this event is to strengthen and enhance the relationship between couples by empowering them with the relevant skills that will help them maintain their union and grow together.
Living beyond means and lack of communication between couples were cited as factors that could potentially fuel gender-based violence.
We put ourselves so much under the rat race. Halili tu rendered le manda di kolapi li ranga TV to because le kana le TV kana nyana ye le gore ile kana makhalo. How li no si o sa nyala we ranga bola wa double bed. How sina plazi e ora la metlaba le direza we ranga lori ya 4x4. So many other things we do in life that we do not need. Not only need, we can trim mahura.
When you look at these kids, ke batho ba eleng gore re ba tisimola hatsi ba bile mo sengwe le sengwe se eleng gore ra se dira wa ra utwana tse tseno kana ga re utwane, we know what we need to be building for them. But gona le batho ba eleng gore ga bana bana bona, but still the goal is the same. At some point you need to have achieved something. E ka nna gore le batla go aga, e ka nna gore le batla go nna le business, e ka nna gore le batla go dira sengwe go morakeng. There is no way you can live together le sa tshwara conversation ka dikgantse ene madi a gare ga dilo tse.
A premarital investigation to verify your partner's credibility could effectively prevent violence and divorce.
The moment you said I do, you didn't know what you were saying I do to. The beauty, the looks, the feelings, those things, they fade, they fluctuate. But commitment, if it's there, we committed to what? That gives peace of mind. Because you love the person, you're committed to loving the person. Through thick and thin.
As the military is perceived as the shield of the nation, they have since been implored to uphold the core values of their organization and stay away from activities that do not amplify their efforts to unify and protect the country and its people. Wame Mokhatitswani, BTV News, Gaborone.
The former president, Lieutenant General Seretse Khama arrived safely home after he was detained in Angola for more than 8 hours while en route for the Platform for African Democrats. The former president condemned the encounter, which he said was a violation of human rights and should not be tolerated by African countries. He was briefing the media this Saturday here in Gaborone. Was there.
The former President, Lieutenant General Seretse Khama and 25 other leaders were to attend the International Conference on Democratic Governance in Benguela, Angola, scheduled for the 14th March. This was a conference aimed to strengthen the performance of African political parties, promote democracy and good governance. However, former president and other delegates were unable to attend the conference after being detained together with Mozambican opposition leader Mr. Venancio Mondlane, who was immediately deported back to his country while others were denied entry.
We had just managed to get a bottle of water and then we were told, we must move out from there, and they were taking us to another part of the airport. So busing, and we were taken to another part of the airport, into a building where, from one can see, it's no longer used. And that place, there was no provision, there was no food or anything like that, just chairs where we were going to sit for another 3 hours. I just feel quite strong about that issue, how I've been treated. Protocol has been violated blatantly. Human rights have been violated. And I don't know to what extent the conference will still be able to take place and be a success.
Meanwhile, former President Khama updated the media that he has no plans to go back to Botswana Democratic Party after some members of his former political party made public statements on their plan to reunite with him.
I have not given thought about going back to BDP. I've not given it any thought because, Yaka, I said to you, I'm carrying out my chieftainship duties. But if I was to consider going back to BDP, I would never do it my CC Aleting as the president of the party. I would not do it if there are any of those who were working under my CC who were targeting me, if they were also in the central committee. That's just not, it's something that would not happen.
Former President Khama has assured that he is focused on his Bokhosi role and perform other national duties befitting of a former statesman. Geletlelezwe Somolekai, PTV News, Gaborone.
All small businesses that had already started paying back their Chema loans will be reimbursed. This was revealed by the Minister of Trade and Entrepreneurship, Mr. Triano Nzima, during a Khotla meeting in Maung, where he mentioned that findings indicated that small businesses were struggling to repay the Chema loan. Maranyane Samakata reports.
The minister revealed that only 2% of those who had been funded had started paying back the loan during the agreed period, while 98% of them were struggling. This, he said, was a clear indication that small businesses could not afford those loans. There are those who had already started paying back the loan. We can't exclude these people from benefiting from the grant. SIDA has been informed to start reimbursing those who had already started paying back their loans. He further pointed out that it would be expensive and counterproductive to leave Chema as a loan.
Kana ne go tshwantse gore yaanong goromente a le romelle di sheriff a te go tsaya madi ao a ileng gore ne le a netswe mme gone mo go katoga ga ira gore madi a.
If it remains a loan, it would require for the government to spend huge sums of money on sheriffs to collect the debt from all of you. That is why the government decided to turn the loans into a grant.
Ke madi hela a mantsi thata mme goromente o ka go lemoga seo a dira gore madi a Chema e ska nna loan e nne mo go teng ke grant.
Residents shared their concerns with the minister.
Re tlhoka go nna le lehatshe le re ka ruang.
We need land for pastoral farming. The challenge is that processes for acquiring such land disadvantages a lot of ordinary Botswana. We have made school uniforms and we have nowhere to sell because we are competing with chain stores. All these shops sell all school uniforms. Botswana have been encouraged to visit the ministry to stay informed of different programs that could benefit their businesses. Maranyane Samagata, BTV News, Maung.
You're still watching BTV News. Thank you for staying with us. Now moving on, pani harvesters have been urged to stay clear of the habit of harvesting the pani worm while it is still in its larva stage to avoid its extinction. This was said when various departments comprising the forestry and range resources, the Serowe District Council, the police and office of the District Commissioner of Serowe visited the pani harvesters in Timuyapula to check the progress of harvesting the worm. Omogolo Marobela and Huizones again compiled this one.
Recently, Timapula village experienced the rapid influx of people throwing in their village to harvest pani. Those mandated with ensuring proper harvesting of the worm have expressed worry that these crowds could cause problems where pani is being harvested.
Harvesting pani while it is still in the larva stage interferes with its life cycle, causing extinction of eggs, and it will be no more in future. Another problem we're facing is damage to grazing land under our department and the issues of criminal activities from the farmers.
Ka hatla se ga tlhokomelo a lephata la rona re setse re sa tswa go amogelwa dipego tse di tshosang tsa ba ba nang le meraka ka gore ga ba ntse jana ga ba kope metsi
se se re tshwenyang go na le ba tanka ka batswako ba e leng gore wa utlwa gata ga ba itse go tshwara phane batswako bao.
What worries us is that those that come with foreigners who harvested without any caution. Moving forward, we want to engage Bogosi in Tshimo to form clusters so that residents in the area can benefit from harvesting pani.
The Department of Environmental Health cited challenges that could arise due to shortage of toilets and access to clean water, which also poses health risks for both the harvesters as well as the livestock roaming in the area.
People might be drinking unsafe water from pans, but following heavy rainfalls that we experienced lately, the water may be contaminated, hence causing waterborne diseases. Also, where they sleep, they are prone to mosquitoes, which might cause malaria outbreaks in the area.
Some of the pan harvesters have shared the challenges they are facing.
Some foreigners harvest pani when it hasn't reached full maturity, and that's causing extinction and interrupts with its proper harvesting size. We urge the harvesters to wait for pani to grow to the size that is suitable for it to be harvested, so we avoid interfering with its life cycle.
The Department of Forestry and Ranger Resources stated that it will start issuing permits to the harvesters starting next week, and all those who wish to harvest must make sure they apply for such permits. BTV News, Tshimapula.
All Nations Cultural Star Africa Fashion event remains steadfast in celebrating and promoting Botswana's diverse cultural expressions, with a particular focus on empowering young talent and fostering gender inclusivity within the arts. Addressing a news conference, the director of Starlight Studios, Ms. Daisy Botsoba, indicated that the 5th edition of All Nations Cultural Star Africa Fashion event will be held in Letlhakeng on the 24th of April.
tiro ya gompieno le ba Letlhakeng District Council le ba Botswana Local.
We have collaborated with the Letlhakeng District Council and the Botswana Local Authority Association. Through this event, we want to showcase our different cultures as Botswana and how we can preserve it for our future generations.
Mo kaparing mino dilwana tsotlhe tse di dirilweng ka diatla le dijo.
Ke leboge jalo ba Starlight Studios ka go tla ka mogopolo o tshwanang leo.
We thank and appreciate Starlight Studios for this event, and this event will empower youth through showcasing their talents as well as marketing Botswana in the international platform through their different cultures. Arts can be another tool in diversifying Botswana's economy.
It is time for our sport news. Liza Osaking on standby.
Thank you so much, Olibile. Good evening. I am Liza Osaking with your World of Sport, and we are starting off with volleyball news. Police 6 men's volleyball team continued their impressive run of form with a 3-0 victory over Botswana in the Botswana National Volleyball League match played this afternoon at SSKB in Mogoditsani. Although Ditau, as Police 6 is known to their legion of friends, started the set on a low note, they improved as the set progressed to eventually snatch it 25-22. The second set started much like the first one. It was Big House smelling blood and going for the jugular. However, Police came back strongly to win the set 25-15. With a 2-0 lead, Police were strolling to a comfortable win, and they easily grabbed the set 25-19 as they look set to defend the Botswana Volleyball League title.
ba rata go relax thata ka gore ne ke ba bolela gore le relax thata mo le gore ka re ha ba batla go tshameka, but after some point re na re na 11 up pushed ba re ba supetsa ya America ka tsa lead, then it had a winner set up.
I would say we started very well, looking at how the set the feeling got 22-25. But then readily the error tse 4 tsa service the go di requested, and then as the game progressed, it's like ba simla ba drop ba ditlogo tsa bona, so it's a problem to pull them back into the game. So we need to just work on their attitude, but there are some positives that you can pick from the game.
Meanwhile, BDF6 ladies volleyball team defeated Spiking Stars 3-1 in a tightly contested Botswana National Volleyball League match played this afternoon, still at SSKB in Mogoditsani. BDF6 took the lead from the first set, showing intention to win the match and never looked back as they claimed the set 25-23. The ladies in green and red continued having an upper hand in the second set, registering a 25-21 victory. The third set saw a more spirited Spiking Stars shifting gears as they tore into BDF's defense, and their efforts paid off as they win the set 25-20 to reduce the scoreline to 2-1. However, their celebrations were short-lived as Daniel Bawiki's ladies came back strongly to claim the set 25-18.
They are ready to play, so from side o ka re dana le injury tse dintsi ke sengwe se se tshwenyang, but re ta se tswela plan
ire re simolla e be re lebella ka ha bona ba batla go tsama ka teng of which rona be re let's serve re bona gore a me bona ba ka khona gore ba counter our services, of which they failed. That's why we for the first two sets. The third set, they replayed no, okay, we are home drive, ready the tempo. Can't get the moment about our momentum, but the Lara do it on the fourth set. Very similar, or back a team. El service, the block do compact. Everything is a perekis.
And finally, Police 9 ladies softball team marched over Bears with a decisive 16-5 victory in a Botswana Softball Association Southern Zone League match played in Gaborone on Friday. Tsepo Kihimile was there.
Police 9 made their intentions clear from the onset, taking an early lead from the first inning. They continued to dominate the second inning, adding 15 more runs, which effectively put the match beyond Bears' reach. However, Bears fought back in the third inning, scoring 3 runs and giving their fans hope that they could stage a comeback. Despite this brief spark, Police 9 maintained their composure, and Bears' efforts ultimately fell short, with Police securing a win by 16 runs to 5.
I can say I'm happy, but I'm a bit disappointed because I expect Police 9 ladies to be more superior when Batsamekali team is they're still growing, young girls and new to the game. We need to teach them the game, but in a hard way. Bagore Winsi, Batsengeli and let them know what this sport is about, being beaten, and you would win another game when you grow with the game.
I was very impressed with the fact that we managed to score 5 runs because Monaco and Hitileng not even a single run. But today we managed to team Police 5 runs. It means a lot to me. I think it will mean a lot to Coach Lee and the results that thing, you understand? So this is something something to build on.
In another game played on the same day, Police 9's men's team defeated Bears by 6 runs to 3, continuing the team's successful run in the league. Tsepoki Himile, PTV Sport, Gaborone.
Well, that is it for sport this evening. We take another look at stories making headlines.
Increasing GBV cases on minors worrisome. Mopani harvesters encouraged to be cautious when harvesting Mopani to avoid extinction.
Police 6 men's volleyball team walloped Kutlwano by 3-0 in a league game.
Well, that is all the news we had for you this Saturday. Weather is up next. Stay with us.
and welcome to today's weather forecast brought to you by Mpho Ishwadhar. Let's start off by looking at the rainfall amounts recorded this morning at 8 a.m. We have 40 millimeters at Dibete Police Station and Mohobane Primary School, 32 millimeters at Gamudubu Landfill, 18 millimeters at Ramapatle Primary School, 14 millimeters at Tsabom Prison Farm, 10 millimeters at Kumakwane Primary School and Ramotswa Police Station, 5 millimeters at Tane Metro Car Station, 2 millimeters at Mokolodi Primary School and Mogodisane Kotla, and 1 millimeter at Gaborone Game Reserve, Boxspitz Primary School and Valhoek Primary School. Now looking into the current satellite picture, clouds are visible over most parts of the country, and this bluish color shows some developing thunderstorms which may possible thunder or shower this evening. For tomorrow, cloudy conditions are expected with scattered thunder showers over Khanzi, Kgalagadi and southern districts. And over the remaining districts, cloudy conditions are expected with isolated thunder showers. In the morning, hot temperatures are expected of 20 degrees Celsius over Ngamiland, and over the bulk of the country, warm temperatures are expected ranging between 17 degrees Celsius over Veda, Jwaneng and Francistown to 19 degrees Celsius over Khanzi, Suapen and Kasane. In the afternoon, warm temperatures are expected over Ngamiland, Chobe and Northern Central District, ranging between 27 degrees Celsius over Letlhakane and Maitengwe to 32 degrees Celsius over Gumare, Maung and Kasane. In other parts of the country, mild temperatures are expected ranging between 23 degrees Celsius over Veda, Good Hope and Francistown to 26 degrees Celsius over Tshane, Khanzi and Qad. Now looking to SADC cities for tomorrow, partly cloudy conditions are expected over Cape Town and over Upington and Gqeberha. Possibility of showers are expected with a maximum temperature of 28 degrees Celsius over Gqeberha. Over Johannesburg and Maseru, possibility of thunder showers are expected with a maximum temperature of 18 degrees Celsius over Johannesburg, and over Manzini, possibility of showers are expected. For Antananarivo, possibility of thunder showers are expected, and over Beira, Harare and Lusaka, possibility of showers are expected with a maximum temperature of 27 degrees Celsius over Beira and Lusaka. And over Windhoek, few patches of clouds are expected to be visible with a maximum temperature of 26 degrees Celsius. Still on SADC cities for tomorrow, partly cloudy conditions are expected over Luanda, and over Kinshasa and Dar es Salaam, possibility of thunder showers are expected with a maximum temperature of 32 degrees Celsius. Lastly, for Blantyre, possibility of showers are expected with a maximum temperature of 24 degrees Celsius. Well, that's all I had for you tonight. Have yourself a good night.